So Codename Sailor V is the other book that we are going to review. And this is kind of a prototype for Sailor Moon. So you see a lot of the same story between the two. But it's kind of weird because Codename Sailor V is actually a video game in Sailor Moon that she plays too.
Yeah.
So that's
well, Codename V is a video game in Sailor V too, though.
I know. I don't know. It's just a little weird. Like there's a little, I don't know, just hats off to the original stuff maybe.
Yeah.
But Sailor V is she's kind of the guardian of Venus, is kind of like what the V stands for in this one. And she has the powers of Venus that comes with like beauty. And she's basically doing the same kind of thing as Sailor Moon. She's out to stop the enemy from taking over the world. She doesn't have anything to protect like Sailor Moon does.
Yeah, it's even more vaguely.
Yeah.
As vague as the mission is in Sailor Moon, it's even more vague in Sailor V. Like who she's fighting and why she's fighting them.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of about the outfits.
Yeah, exactly. And just like Sailor Moon, she does have a cat. With a bald spot on it. I don't remember what the bald spot is, and I think that's
a crescent moon.
Is it a crescent moon on that one too?
Yeah, but this one's
Artemis, and it's a white cat, not a black cat.
A black spot.
So just the opposite for this one. Yeah, basically this one she's not like recruiting other guardians like Sailor Moon is doing. It's a lot of Sailor V. Pretty much like it's like you said, like Sailor Moon is repetitive, like with recruiting guardians, and this is pretty much like. Every single chapter is battling the enemy, and they're very similar, like constantly. Like they're usually idols because the main character is a fan of idols.
A lot of idol stuff.
Yeah.
So
and Sailor V herself is
popular
kind of an idol.
Young pop singers, which is a big thing in Japanese pop culture for people who aren't anime fans.
Yeah, and there's like a sidekick that's the same in the two books, so kind of a funny guy with like weird swirly eyes. This one does not have the love interest like we talked about either with Tuxedo Mask. There's a little bit of love in there, but it doesn't like follow through. It's just like a single chapter, and it's pretty much just Sailor V and her cat Artemis in this one. There's not really other people to really bounce off of except for one best friend and this like kind of goofy sidekick that appears every once in a while. Sailor Moon, there's more interaction with the other guardians, so there's more people to talk to and stuff. So this one we really do get more Sailor V.
Yeah, I mean Sailor Moon is a team book, whereas Sailor V is about a single character.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like you said, the artisan is refined in this one.
Yeah, it's the same artist, and the art is nice, and it's the same approach taken in both books. But I think it's a little bit more sharp in Sailor Moon than it is in Sailor V, slightly.
And whereas Sailor Moon like lifts up a brooch to change into her her pretty guardian sailor outfit. Sailor V uses a pretty pen, which she also uses to communicate with her boss. In both books, there's this thing with the video arcade that they go to that they love to play and
kind of
train.
Their headquarters hideout.
Yeah, and there's like a hidden like basement area.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's also the same character as this like older guy who's really cute that runs the game place that they both like kind of have a little crush on.
Yep. But he's no Tuxedo Mask.
He's no Tuxedo Mask, though, no. Just everybody kind of likes him. He's very likable. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a lot of similarities, but why did you do Sailor Moon?
Well, yeah, Sailor V was first. So
3 volumes.
Okay, the artist did Sailor V, and then the idea for an anime series became a possibility or a reality. So at that point, she sort of reimagined the concept as a team book and created Sailor Moon. So technically Sailor Moon is sort of a sequel to Sailor V. Sailor V is sort of a prequel to Sailor Moon. They, technically exist in the same universe, and Sailor Venus will eventually show up in Sailor Moon.
I think they have also saw newspapers where Sailor V.
Yeah. Like they're aware of Sailor V and Sailor Moon, and there's a brief cameo by Sailor Moon, or the girl who will become Sailor Moon and Sailor V. So they're the same universe. It's essentially a prequel, and yeah. So that's what I read. It was when the animated series became a possibility. She reimagined it as a team book, which was a great idea because I think you can really easily describe Sailor V for people who haven't read it as just like Sailor Moon, but not as good.
Yeah,
and pretty much every single aspect of it is improved in Sailor Moon. So there's no real love interest at this point in Sailor V. Maybe that one later. But obviously we have Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon. That greatly enriches the story. We have a bit more of a defined mission that the girls are on. We know a little bit more about the villains and what they have to do. The team concept is incredibly appealing. It makes a much richer, more interesting cast than the single character that we have here. So yeah, I feel like, you know, Sailor V is really kind of a rough sketch for Sailor Moon. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like it's really cool that I did like Sailor V. I mean, it's basically the same kind of thing.
Yeah, the personality traits are pretty similar between them two.
Yeah, the character of Sailor V is quite similar.
They both like to sleep a lot. They're both really bad at math.
I think she is athletic.
She is athletic, and Sailor Moon is clumsy, and she cries a lot more.
Usagi has
more
really
like
no redeeming traditionally heroic qualities to her, which just makes her more charming and likable. And she's got the cuter hairstyle with the little buns.
Oh my god!
Don't you think so?
She does.
I mean, come on, we're talking Sailor Moon here. We gotta. This is what the fans are interested in. So yeah, but I do think Sailor V is good. I mean, and definitely if you like Sailor Moon, you probably enjoy Sailor V, not as much. But I think it's really cool that Kodansha made Sailor V a part of this relaunch of Sailor Moon. So now fans can really kind of get the whole story and kind of fill in the Sailor Moon world a little bit more with these Sailor V comics. So they're both good, but I didn't like Sailor V nearly as much as Sailor Moon.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, but it's interesting to compare and contrast the two, and to look at them both in relation to one another. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they are both very dense reads. I will say, it takes a long time to get through them. They're pretty packed with material. But Sailor Moon has actually been #1 in bookstores for 3 months in a row, like the #1 graphic novel. Beating out like books like Habibi. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
it doesn't hugely surprise me because I mean, about 6 months before they announced they were doing this book, I remember saying to you, I'm like, isn't it about time for somebody to do a Sailor Moon reference? It seems like the nostalgia would be at a fever pitch for that. So, and obviously we bought into it. So, so there you go. I would have liked to review the anime as well, but I talked to my friend who's into anime, and it's tough to get your hands on. I think it's currently between distributors. So, hopefully some anime company will do as Kodansha has done with the manga and bring the anime back. I know all you anime fans watch it illegally online, but for old people like me, I'd like it to be released as a DVD. So, so anyway, all right. So that's Sailor Moon. There you go. Mm-hmm.
And, nice, pretty. If you like your superhero comic girly,
it's really girly. I mean, make no mistake, it is super girly. So if you don't like girly, you won't like it. But if you do like girly, pretty things, check out Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon and her good buddy Sailor V.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, thanks for tuning in for this week of the Comics More podcast, and we will see you next week.
Bye.